Hey everyone. Okay, so today I will be touching on P5 fractions, specifically part-whole relationship. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Now, as you can see over here, this is a P5 Math Masters on fractions. Okay, so what I really want to do is I really want to tell you what is it that I hope to achieve through this uh, you know, learn it with me video. My hope is that all of you will walk away knowing how to identify the concept for each of the fractions question. My hope for you is that you will walk away confident and loving fractions, and you will also walk away feeling inspired to master fractions after, gaining the knowledge that is required to do a fractions question. Okay, so now there are a total of 5 concepts, but in this video I will just be touching on part-whole relationship. Okay, so as you can see over here, this is what we call part-whole relationship, and you can see that one-liner there, right? And that is the strategy that we are going to use, and this is something that you will hear very often in this video. It is to make the denominator the same. What do I mean? Whenever we identify a part-whole relationship question, we have to make the denominator the same. So that is the approach. Now, how to solve? Step 1. What we want to do is we want to learn how to identify the part and the whole first. Okay, now once we have that, we want to move on to make the denominator the same, and that is my step number 2. So I'll be using this picture over here, as you can see, to really solidify or to help you to understand the concept of part-whole relationship. You can see that the piggy bank on top is what I call the whole. Okay, some of you, you may actually identify, oh, isn't this from the show Squid Game? Yes, but it's not really too much about the show, but about the scene in the show. All right, because I thought that this is actually something that you might be able to relate, because you may not have watched this, but you may have seen it somewhere, right? On social media, on maybe on Netflix. Maybe your older siblings are watching it, because I know you guys are not allowed to, because of the age limit. Okay, so but this scene is something that I feel will help you to understand part-whole relationship pretty well. So let me try my best to really explain to you. As you can see over here, right, the piggy bank on top is what I call the whole. All right, what is the part? The part is actually the amount that is distributed to each of the participants. All right, they all will retrieve or receive money from the piggy bank, but what is it that they will get? They will not get the whole amount, but they will get a part of the whole. All right, and that is the meaning of part-whole relationship, which means to say all of them, okay, should receive not the same amount, but could be a different amount, all right, but from the same piggy bank, which is from the same sum of money. All right, so if you're still a little confused, let me just use 2 questions today to really help you to understand and to really help you to see how can you apply whatever that I've taught you in this video today to solve a question like that. Okay, now let's take a look at example number 1. Over here it says that Calvin spent 1/3 of his money on the book. So the money that is spent on the book is the part. The money, the full sum, is the whole. All right, so he did not spend all of his money on the book. He only spent 1/3 of his money. So that is the reason why I wrote over here, book is equals to 1/3. Okay, for now, just ignore the times 7 times 7. Now, and then continuing, we see that he spent 1/7 of his money. Again, it is not all of his money, but it is a part of his money on what? On a burger. All right, okay, on a burger. So burger, as you can see over here, all right, it's 1/7. Okay, as you can see over here, burger is 1/7. So what we want to do, remember just now, all right, in the previous slide, I talked about how we have to identify the part and the whole. So I am applying my step number 1. What did I do? I identify my part. I know that book is my part and money is my whole. All right, which means to say, whatever that I've spent, it should come from that piggy bank, or it should come from that whole. That is the reason why I can apply step number 2, which is to make the denominator the same, all right? Because it all comes from the same whole. So why should the denominator be different? The denominator should be the same. So that is the reason why I made the denominator the same. Can you see that? All right, so 1 over 3 and 1 over 7, the denominator, the common multiple for 3 and 7 is actually 21. So therefore, I times 3, or in fact, sorry, I times 7 to my 3, and when I do something to the bottom, I must do something to the top. And then for burger, it's the same thing as well. I times 3 to the denominator. When I do something to the bottom, I must do something to the top. So what will I get for book? I will get 7 over 21. What will I get for burger? I will get 3 over 21. And when I am done with that, I can read the final sentence. What fraction of his money did Kevin spend altogether? So he did not spend all of his money. He only spent 7 over 21 on a book, 3 over 21 on a burger. And that is the reason why if I want altogether, the word altogether should prompt you to think of the equation plus. And that's the reason why we get 10 over 21 for the answer. Okay, so this is a very, very simple example. But what I really want you to do today with me is that if you can, take out your cheat code book, okay, flip to the fraction part whole relationship page. You can actually write down whatever notes or whatever thing that really stood out to you. All right, write it down in your book, and I think that will help you to remember better. So as you can see over here, this is example number 2. All right, example number 2, and this is the question that I really want to use to help you to understand part whole relationship on a deeper level. Damien, Eugene, and Felicia shared a sum of money. So you see, the sum of money is my whole. Right? And we continue reading sentence number 2, okay? Damien and Felicia had 3/4 of the money. So that is my part. So what I want to do is I want to write down Damien plus Felicia equals to 3 over 4. Sentence number 3, Eugene and Felicia had 2/3 of the money. So again, that is another part, okay? That is not the whole sum, but that is a part of the whole sum. Right? So we can see over here that Eugene plus Felicia is equals to 2 over 3. Now, because this is a part whole relationship, I have identified my part and I have identified my whole. I know what I want to do is I want to make the denominator the same. So you can see over here, D plus F, Damien and plus Felicia. All right, 3 over 4, Eugene plus Felicia, 2 over 3. The common multiple for 4 and 3 is 12, right? 4, 8, 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. So what I want to do is I want to make the denominator the same, and that's how I do it. All right, I times 4 over here. When I do something to the bottom, I must do something to the top. Okay, you can see over here, I get 8 over 12. And for 3 over 4, same thing. What do I get? I get 9 over 12. Now, once I'm done with this, what can I do? I can start to draw a model. So you see, what I want to do is I want to shade 9 units for Damien and then 8 units for Eugene plus Felicia. Okay, let me just say that again. I want to shade 9 units for Damien plus Felicia and also 8 units for Eugene plus Felicia. So what you can see is that Felicia is repeated. So if Felicia is repeated, the overlapping area or the overlapping units would be for Felicia. So what is overlapping? Let's take a look at this. If I have 9 units over here, okay, so what I want to do is I want to show you that this is 9 units. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And this is for Damien plus Felicia. For Eugene, okay, we also want to have, or Eugene plus Felicia, we want to have 8 units, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what is overlapping over here? This is the part that is overlapping. So that overlapping area is for Felicia. So that is the reason why I can confidently say, okay, that Damien is equals to 4 units. How do I know that? Because Damien is whatever that is over here. Make sense? Okay, so that is equals to 4 units. And for Felicia, because it is the overlapping side or overlapping shape or overlapping area, we know that this is the units for Felicia, which is how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 units. And finally, for Eugene, it is the remaining units, which is 3 units, okay? Now, once I'm done with this, I can read Sentence number 4, I know that Felicia, okay, so I know that Felicia is actually 5 units, right? So 5 units for Felicia, she had $78 more than Eugene. And for Eugene, we can see that it's the last 3 units, so it's 3 units. And therefore, I can write down that 5 units minus 3 units equals to 2 units, and 2 units equals to 78. All right, quickly find my Mr. Green Man. 1 unit equals to 39. All right, once I have my Mr. Green Man, what I want to do is I want to read the question, which is in my sentence number 5. They want us to find the sum of money, which means to say the whole. Remember this just now, I said that the whole is the denominator. So just look at the denominator. If the denominator is 12, this side is also 12, that means the total sum of the money is 12 units. Okay, so therefore I just do 39 times 12, and that's the reason why I got 468. That is, or that will be my answer for A. And we continue to read, how much money did Damien have, right? Just now we talked about how Damien is the first 4 units, right? First 4 units. So therefore we found that 4 units is equals to 39 times 4. And that's how I solve B, part B of this question. And that's the reason why the answer for B is actually 156. So with that, I've come to the end of my part-whole relationship video. I hope this is of great value to you. And if you have any other questions, you may actually leave it in the comments section below. All right, so see you the next time. Bye-bye.